This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.
Welcome everybody to the October Commission on Disability meeting. It's October 9th, 11:03. I'm gonna do roll call first. We are missing Dan, but I don't know if he's gonna show up. And then Jeff Brown is definitely not coming. Everybody else.
And then I'm supposed to write down everyone's name who's here. Is that right for the minutes? Okay, so I will need a few people's names,
Well, you also, they're in the last minutes.
but there's some people here that I
Oh,
didn't
well, we didn't get to,
Okay.
I'm gonna have them introduce themselves. Don't worry.
Fantastic.
Don't worry.
get. Fantastic.
Okay. The minutes, was anybody able to read the minutes? Yes. Okay. All right. So did anybody find anything that was missing from the minutes? No. Okay, great. Can I have a vote to accept the minutes?
Can I vote even though I wrote them?
Yes.
I make that motion.
Okay. Can I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Are we all okay with that?
Yes.
Yes. Great. Okay. We're gonna go right into our speaker per usual for the planning department.
Hi,
That's you.
that's me. Hi, everyone. I'm Allison. I'm the new planning director. I should say that's time goes by really fast. So I replaced Jeff Bagg. I know he was the ADA coordinator. Dylan had been sort of doing it on an interim basis. And we just sort of recently formalized that I would take it back over, because it was Jeff's previous responsibility. So I'm new to the role of the coordinator. I've obviously done some research on what all I am signing up for, and feel like I can, do a little bit of learning as I go, hopefully. But I appreciate you all hosting me today and having the opportunity to meet you. And I think for me today, I just would love to hear a bit about what the commission's working on, or if there was anything that Jeff had been doing that you want to back up, anything like that nature.
Is there anybody who wants to share?
Oh, yeah.
Please go ahead.
You'll have to unmute.
Please unmute yourself.
There you
Okay,
go.
did that work?
Yes.
Good, because it's hard to hear the speaker.
Oh, so we have to talk a little bit louder.
And more directly into the microphone.
Microphones are in the
Microphone,
ceiling,
yeah.
so just have to enunciate.
Got it.
Did you have something you wanted to share, or was that it?
No, I was just trying to hear, I would start hearing a few
Oh,
words of what she said and then I
okay.
couldn't hear the rest.
I didn't miss much. I mostly just saying hi, hello, and hoping to hear more about what the commission has in the works.
If either of you that are joining virtually have any issues with sound, throw up a hand, because I talked to Cara and the IT director a few moments ago, and they were having some issues with sound in the room. So please feel free to just, throw up a hand and let me know, and I'll wiggle some cables and try to work it out.
Thank you.
Captioning.
Oh, that's like
It is
such a
supposed to be.
good idea. Yeah, that's what we want.
Just let me know when it's on.
Should be.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Well, hi.
Hi.
Angelique, the chair. She's gonna go around and introduce herself. Go ahead.
I'm Eli Damon, I'm the vice chair.
I'm Leslie Tane. I'm the clerk. As of last month.
I'm here, you know me.
Bruce Homestead.
Alberto Quinones.
Rosa Plant, I'm from Riverside.
Jennifer Sokolowski, I'm from Riverside. This will be my last meeting and Eddie will be taking over from
Got it.
Riverside.
Thank you, Ed.
Could I get you to spell your name for me?
HERI BERTO.
And your last name?
Quinones. QUINONES.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So in terms of, yes, yeah, sorry, yes. Can you introduce yourself? Leslie, are you here for public speak? No, okay.
I think she's here, as a prospective member.
Okay.
The first,
Introduce yourself,
I think she's just trying
Louise.
to get to the,
Louise. Louise, can you just introduce yourself?
my name is Louise Jacob. I'm a member of this commission, at least at the moment.
Okay.
And I do see that Leslie Shaw is here. And I had recommend, okay, great.
Yes, I figured out the microphone button. Yes, I'm just here to observe.
Okay, great.
Well, I had sent in a letter of interest in joining the committee
When did you do that?
about 2.5, 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
I will just say, but I know the clerk's office, we did get it, so it's in the works.
In the works.
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
Okay, so Stan is still missing. So, I don't know if he'll pop up, but, okay, so things that we were working on with Jeff. So Jeff Bag was the coordinator for this person, and when he left, we were working on some things with him. So, first and foremost, just being informed of any project that's up and coming. Usually we don't know anything about projects. They are completed and we just feel a little left out because obviously at some point they have to meet ADA regulations and we have no idea what's happening. So we don't have all the knowledge. We're not super trained and know all the codes, but we just like to be included going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good to have that perspective.
Are you aware of the community access monitor training?
Yeah.
Okay. You might want this info. It's just, yeah, it like essentially is put on by like MOD, Massachusetts Office on Disability. But it's essentially like a 2-day training for a couple of hours, and it kind of teaches you like basically how to do like building assessments, which I know you would know how to do, but there's other stuff too in relation to like the ADA aspect for coordinator that you might be interested in.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And actually anybody in this group can take it. Some people have.
Yes.
So for project updates or just keeping you all informed of projects, really any city project that's going to be publicly available, that there difficulties. Okay, yes, definitely can do that. I don't know if you want me to spit off the cup today on what we have going on, or if you want me to come a little more prepared.
Spit it off, and then you can come back prepared too.
Okay. We have a lot going on in New City. I don't know if you've heard much of that, but there's 2 parks we're working on. The existing park on the corner of Parsons and Federal, like a revamp of
The little tiny one?
The little tiny one, yeah.
Oh.
We're gonna renovate it. And also there's a piece of land behind the old Parsons School that it was like a bus turnaround, I think is how most people remember it. And it's just sort of a no man's land right now, but it is going to be turned into a park. So those designs have been ongoing. There's some street reconstruction with new sidewalks. changes to the sidewalks is the main thing, but there are also some parking and underground infrastructure that'll be a part of that project as well. None of this has funding yet. I should
Got it.
asterisk qualify that.
Could I ask you a question about parks? Sure. I know in Northampton, they just opened an accessible park. Is that something that's being considered at all for this?
So accessibility was definitely considered as the design process was ongoing. We worked with a landscape architecture firm, and it's not necessarily playground equipment focused type of park. It's more of like a passive park.
Green space.
Well, a lot of green space, benches, tables, walking paths, things of that type. I have been working with the school committee on the Mountain View School playground and adding some more access to that playground. So we've met with a couple of reps from playground equipment manufacturers and walked around and sort of assessed what's there and how improvements can be made. And it's not necessarily accessible just from like an ambulatory perspective, but just people of all abilities, children of all abilities, so that there are ways that they can interact with their peers in the same space and have a better time out there.
That's great to hear.
Yeah, and the Miracle Week playground in Holyoke was kind of like cited as a great local example. So we're going for something of that nature if you're familiar with it. Some of those types of policies.
Hold on 1 second. Hi, Stan. Are you coming to the meeting?
Can you picture where they're talking about?
Okay.
Remember the old Hudson Street School? Yeah.
All right.
It's now apartments.
I'm okay.
So
I'm in the
behind
middle of
that
the meeting though, so.
is all
Okay.
concrete there.
Feel better.
So they're gonna make a park there.
So those are things that jump out at me right now. We have the Main Street project that's ongoing. I mean, that's been going on for years. And the design, it's coming up on the 25% design, which is the important threshold for the state in their process. There will be a big public hearing associated with that. Feedback there. Your perspective would be really welcome to be appreciated. So, I think those are what I would say for significant projects.
Okay.
Sure.
It's okay. So the other project that we were working on is a public service announcement for snow. We know a couple of years ago, there was talk about updating it or making another one. Jeff was in charge of talking to Easthampton Media.
Okay.
That's who volunteered their time to make it. Okay. Some people don't think it needs an update. Others do.
Everyone, remember to speak up so that the people on the
I
internet.
can't speak up, but
Oh, yeah.
yeah, my voice is gone. I get it right. I'll sound even funnier.
That's okay.
Look, Louise isn't there. I was gonna ask if she can hear.
Sorry to
Leslie,
interrupt.
no, that's okay. I asked you to do that. Leslie, you can hear her now? Okay. I'm not sick. I just,
Your voice.
when I get stressed out, it goes away. Like, it's weird. It's a weird thing. Yeah, so we're working on that project. The other thing that needs to be figured out is there is an email address that used to go to Jeff, that if the town, if somebody in the town had a complaint, it was going to him. A lot of it at the time, it was, we were talking about complaints about snow and people not handling the shoveling, right? Am I
Right, yeah.
Yeah. And so yeah, there was an email address to write to him, and then not sure 100% what he did with it or didn't do with it. Am I missing something with that?
Is it his email associated with like his work like email? Is that what it
Yes.
was?
Yeah.
I don't know if they would have co-opted your account.
Yeah, we're like, I mean, his things that are directed to JBag come to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
They automatically get redirected. to
Yeah.
me now, so.
Okay. But you would, I mean, unless you already know, you'd have to look into what you're supposed to do if somebody's not shoveling and not listening. I know right now they want people to call the police, and that's something we don't love because people are scared of the police.
Yeah,
That can be intimidating.
yeah, I think like, for like formal enforcement and ticketing, the police do have to do that. Obviously there's other ways to.
I think this was also, people could write about sidewalks, which you just mentioned. There's a lot of bumpy, non-accessible sidewalks, or like poles in the middle, or
Yeah, so
sandwich board signs, or all that kind of stuff.
Mandy doing curb cut stuff?
so yeah, Mandy, the assistant engineer, I know had taken an interest in the sidewalk inventory that was done, I think as part of the ADA plan, the transition plan. And I know in Two Cities specifically, when that's done, there are some holes right in the sidewalk. And also the sidewalks are very narrow. All of that will be fixed, thank goodness. But we do, yeah, there is an inventory, I think, with that, some degree of prioritization.
Only Louise has something to say about it. She disappeared. She disappeared. The other thing that we were working, there's two other things that we were working on that have been put on hold just because we were waiting for more members, which now we have a couple more of it. We always welcome even more. One of them is a survey that we did. I don't know if you ever heard of it. And it was like, it took so many years to make just because we kept having people leave and then new people come in, they have different opinions, but it was about what kind of accessible things Easthampton needs. And so we have results from that. They're on the Easthampton website, but we want to do it again since that was our baby first try and ask different questions.
That was pre-COVID too, right? That was like 2017, I think.
Yes.
Okay, so, yeah.
What? That was like 75 years ago.
Yeah, feels like it.
What? Man.
I'm sure it could use an update. The population has definitely changed demographically speaking since 2017. So,
Right.
yeah.
We only got like, I think it was like 62, 67 responses.
We're gonna get you responses.
Oh.
I'll stand out on the street and I'll yell at them.
Okay. Okay.
I'll yell at them with kind words, but still a lifted voice.
There you Jeff said that was a lot, 67 responses. In my mind, I thought we were going to get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds.
Yeah, it's tough. People get fatigued, so to speak, from the city asking them for feedback on things. So
Yeah.
that's, I don't think we've done that.
We went back and forth between like more questions, less questions, because we didn't want to stress people out. So there's that project, and that, because it's on the agenda, so I'll just say it now. Like, people would have to volunteer for a subcommittee to come up with questions, and then whatever work we do in the subcommittee, we bring back to the main meeting. So there's that piece. Does anybody have a comment about that?
I have a question for you,
Yeah.
Anna. In terms of like recruiting members, do you happen to remember, I should probably know this, but do you happen to remember, do they have to be a resident of Easthampton?
No, they can work here, I believe. There are some tie to
Yes.
Easthampton.
And a certain percentage of the commission.
Obviously has to identify as disabled.
But you know what's weird about that?
Yes,
You know,
or caretaker, yeah.
like, nobody would know that because we're not allowed to ask. So it's so interesting.
Yeah, when I wrote in my letter, it said like, you can disclose if you want, but you don't have to.
It's self-disclosure, right? Which is interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Because I know that we all don't know each other's disabilities or if our children have them. And we don't even know about each other.
interesting.
And this is a recorded meeting, so I don't know what's put what out. I will say, like, over the past 2 summers, I thought about having like a gathering so we could spend time together. And so that I will do that in the future. But we just have such high turnover rate. Like, as soon as I go to plan something, like 2 people drop out. And then, so anyways, and the other project was a panel about PTSD. So like that might not be up your alley. But the idea was to take the stigma away from PTSD because everybody thinks it's a vet thing, right? I am a vet. I do have PTSD in the military, but there's other ways people get PTSD. And so originally it was interviewing speakers, have 5 or 6 speakers from different walks of life, folks that had enough healing behind them that they're not going to use, you know, they're going to watch what they say. And then the matching, like, mental health person that would help them, right? So like maybe some of the experience hate crime and like, so that had also been going on for many years. It was put into full effect, maybe, I don't even know, probably like 2016. And then all of a sudden, somebody, the chair of the meeting didn't like it, shut it down, even though I had worked on it for a year. And so that has been something that I wanted to do, but it is a big undertaking. So that's another one of those subcommittee things. Need people to help me with it. So I know when people sign up for the Commission on Disability, it says it's a 1-hour requirement. So then all this extra, you know, subcommittees, not obligated. What else was Jeff working on with us? Does anybody know, remember?
You know, nothing else is coming to mind.
Okay. I think the only other thing is some of the existing, we were made aware of some of the existing issues, ADA issues with the current high school and Mountain View, that even though they were just built, there's some violations and
Yeah, so I did see some correspondence between Jeff and the contractors of the Mountain View School.
Yes.
Because there was like a walkthrough on it.
we had them visit, but they had so many things to report. It took the whole meeting and we weren't done.
Yeah, it was a long list of things that needed correcting. But truth be told, I'm not sure how many of them were actually corrected by the contractor.
Is there, later, could you forward me any information regarding that or like the auditors' names? It's been a while, I don't remember.
Yeah, I think it was I'm not positive, but I think it might have been the gentleman that helped with the ADA plan.
I think they're the same because I think that was part of that like massive document I sent both of you
Yeah.
from Jeff's like transition plan and like the
At the high school, I do.
I mean, you weren't here, so it's not your doing, but like, we were all wondering how that even happens. Like when you have something being built, does somebody have to sign off that everything fits the codes?
They do, yeah, they do. And there are actually people that specialize in making sure that building plans comply with the code, the access board requirements. So it should happen.
And one of the things we brought up was that there's no, like the handicap blue button in the front of the high school. And then one of the city councilors found it in the back of the building. But there's no what they call it, wayfinder signage saying that's back there. And also, I don't believe there's any handicap parking spaces back there. So that was kind of, I mean, for us, it's kind of humiliating. Like,
Yeah, there's no reason that
what is
disabled
happening?
people should have to use the back door instead of the front door.
Right? That feels like a
Yeah.
segregation situation.
That's against the code, anyway.
Say it louder.
It's against the regulations anyway.
Oh,
That's in the discrimination category.
oh, that's interesting. Have you heard about that before?
Not only that, the high school specifically, I do know that their accessible parking spaces have to be within a certain distance of the accessible entrance.
Oh, well, they're in the front and the doors in the back.
Yeah,
so
I'm
that's
sure it's not,
that's
yeah. I'm sure that they're not there.
So what happens when the city itself is not compliant with itself?
It's I don't really know other than we try to do our best to remedy the situation. Yeah. Yeah. So I will say with the automatic door openers on public buildings, sometimes it's that the technology needed to make sure that they turn off when the building is closed is not compatible with the door itself, and then it has to be replaced, and it ends up being costly. Yeah, we encountered that at the Council on Aging somewhat recently.
I think the last thing that I remember was Jeff said years ago about wayfinding signs in Easthampton in general. I thought they're in the middle of a huge project.
We did a 2020 wayfinding study.
Okay. Go.
The outcome of that was really more just like, this is pretty design that we'll do somewhere. So
yeah,
I
you came in with pictures and like
it
all
looks
sorts
nice.
of-
Yeah, it just there was no plan for like where signs would go and what would be included on them, and there wasn't really an inventory of existing signage. I identified locations where stuff did, and so I applied for another grant to follow
Okay.
a more thorough analysis of our existing signage, what we need, less focus on the design and more focus on the actual like
Functionality, the usefulness.
functionality. Yeah, locations is a big one, and what is included on them is the other. So if we're awarded that grant, there will be some sort of stakeholder group, and it would be great to have a representative.
Going forward, is this a meeting that you will be able to attend?
I can't promise I can do it every month, but I mean, as often as possible.
Folks have questions? Louise, do you have any questions? Leslie? Louise?
Either of you have questions?
Can you hear Louise?
I'm fine, thank you. I can hear you, but my face is frozen on this screen and boy, do I look awful.
You look focused.
Yeah,
You're like,
determined.
yeah, there we go. Okay, all right, we're playing hide and seek today. Okay, so ADA is new for you. So maybe we could have you come back another time and explain once you get your feet wet.
Yeah, so I will say it's new. The ADA coordinator is new for me.
Right.
Obviously, implementing a lot of what we do touches on accessibility, so it's not exceptional.
Did you come from another town?
I did, yeah. I worked in West Springfield
Oh.
before I came here, and was the planning director there as well. Much smaller department than what we have here. But
Really?
yeah,
You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
Springfield's huge.
it's much bigger city. But it just kind of the division of responsibilities within the town was a bit different. There was a lot more engineering staff
Mhm.
Got it.
here, so it's just different that way. But
Okay.
our ADA coordinator there was the human resources director. But I worked closely with the building department there very closely, and ADA came up frequently. My husband's also an architect, so
Got it.
architectural access board standards or something that gets shot around in our house every once in a while, so it's not, like I said, it's not all totally.
Do those like supersede whatever like mass, like the, like, cause that's a state thing, right? The architectural board. Yeah. But the like the regulations and compliances, is that something that like the federal like regulations, they trump that, don't they? So,
They do. The architectural access board standards are really more like code compliance with building construction.
Mm.
That's it's more related to
Okay.
that, whereas the Americans with Disabilities Act covers broader setups. But yes, the federal, if there was to be a discrepancy, I think the stricter of the two.
Bryce, do you have any questions, or Riverside crew, you have any questions? I don't. No, thank you.
One question.
That's okay. That's okay. Just wanted to make sure you had a chance.
I have a question. Did we figure out that, didn't we figure out that the planning director is a voting member of the commission?
I thought so.
There's information about that in the packet that Maddie sent out.
Yeah.
Talking about how I think it says in that you're required to be, the ADA directors are required to be at the meetings.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
it is an expectation, because like I know that the ADA coordinator is like a deciding member.
Yeah. I only remember because I was surprised because I was like, I don't think we've had that.
Yeah, I thought in the regulations that authorize these disabilities commissions of these different municipalities, that there had to be a staff member. I didn't know
I could be misremembering that. Do you?
No, I think if it isn't required, I will say that it is strongly suggested.
Yes.
Obviously, but yeah, I can look into that like specificity a little more after.
All right. I mean, you shared everything that you can share for now, correct?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and nobody has questions. It's very interesting. Thank you. And we'll keep in contact. I'll let you know when the next meeting is. I mean, you can sit for the rest of the meeting if you
Yeah,
want.
I'd like to sort of, get a sense of what's going on.
Okay. The next thing is the primer.
Oh, hold on, we got.
Louise, go ahead.
Yep, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm interrupting because I've been texting twice with Leslie Shaw, and she can't change her screen.
So you would have
She
to,
could
she'd have
try.
to shut off her computer.
Yeah, she can try exiting the meeting, and then if she wants to try to re-enter, I can let her back in.
She said she
No, she can hear that.
Yeah, she's got to shut it off. Get out of it.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's like the red phone. Yeah, there we go. I can let her back in once.
Great.
Actually, I'm going to go out of order real quick just because some other things are smaller. Does anybody have any future speaker ideas that they really want, agencies they want to hear from? Okay, well, you know where I am. Next month, we're having 988, the hotline that was supposed to come a couple months ago. And then in November, wait, do I have that backwards?
next month is November.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. I believe next month might be the MOD. So Jeff Dugan from the Massachusetts Office of Disability to give us a little update, because I try to have him come once a year just so we can touch base with the main office. So that's November and December, those two speakers. But after that, if you think of somebody you want, let me know. We did discuss recruiting new members. So typically it's like Eli and I, usually do farmers markets and things like that. We did not get around to doing it. We both had some stuff, that prevented us, from having the free time to do that. But if you have ideas on how to create, get some new members, I believe at this point we have 5 positions, maybe 4 if Leslie's joining us.
Yeah,
Um,
sounds right.
there is a name of a woman that's still on there that I need Barbara to remove. Bonnie McLeod, like, never came.
And I think we need to add Bryce.
He's
Bryce
been
is-
on there.
He's on there? Oh, I didn't see
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Count if we add another individual from Riverside?
They would have to do an application and then be accepted.
Like,
Yeah, if you have questions, you can talk to me afterwards.
So of course, some people, they have jobs, right? So it's hard for them to come now. You know, we've gone over in the past, should we move it to a night meeting? But then usually the ADA person can't come to a night meeting. So we're stuck where we are, and whoever's available, hopefully we'll get a few more people. And it's not to say that you guys aren't amazing. It's just that we have some projects and we all have our capacity for free time and what we can do, right? So Stan is not here. He was gonna do current events. What's behind that is that he actively reads something called Disability Scoop, and he likes to send me all the little tidbits. And I said, instead of sending me the tidbits, you should just tell us the tidbits. You'll be the current events guy. We did talk about the community survey subcommittee. So if any of you are interested in that subcommittee, please reach out to me. We'll get it going at some point here. What's the next one? So the resource list. So I sent it out to you guys. That was a project we worked on many, many years ago. The resource list is basically anything that you thought could help with if you had a disability. I was on that was my project before I was chair. I did work on it with somebody else. Maybe TMI, but we had a difference of opinion on how to like do it. So I would love to look at it more. So for me, as a veteran, like one of the things that seems, it needs to flow so it's not confusing for folks, right? And so for me, anything that was veteran should have went under a veteran cap. But then there's a VA hospital. So that person thought, well, that's a hospital, so that should go under hospitals. And like, so we had a difference of opinion. So then kind of the veteran stuff is kind of everywhere. That's just one of the examples, as opposed to like having special categories. So, and it just needs to be updated because we have new businesses. We have old ones that are gone, update the address, phone number, whatever. So that'll be something that could possibly be a 1 day, 2 day subcommittee commitment. I don't think it's a long commitment. So if you're interested in that, let me know. Louise, can you hear me? Oh, she's playing hide and seek again. Leslie, can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay, I just want to, ma'am, dang, I feel old. See, I'm going backwards on this whole agenda. Let's see, the accessibility ordinance update. So we'll put the primers away for 1 second because, so Connie's not here to help update, but, we got our accessibility checklist. You folks have this, right?
You want to share with Eddie or you want to share?
So I will start the explanation. So just as a reminder, unless you want to, do you want to just
I can do it.
take it away?
Yeah, so we had this idea that, there should be a way for people to know what is accessible to them and what isn't. And so, well, for government-related things, there could be an ordinance where, you would have to, if you have an event, you would have to, what am I saying? You would have to list a disability, point person that, someone could contact. And then also they could put like a list of accessibility features that they had. And then we also talked about on a voluntary basis, coming up with, for businesses, to do the same thing.
Right, so this is supposed to be a helpful checklist, just to give a business like a place to start so that they know like what they could maybe list. Leslie, would you just mind reading your paragraph that you came up with on the top so we can see if we all like it?
Yes. So it says, I was trying to make it friendly, right? Like
Inviting.
inviting,
Right, not like,
warm and friendly.
love it.
So it says, accessibility isn't just the right thing to do, it's good for everyone. When your business or event is welcoming to people with disabilities, you open the door to more customers, more talent, and a better experience for all. This checklist will help you think ahead about accommodations that make your space inclusive, comfortable, and inviting for everyone. And then, do you want me to keep going? After you complete this checklist, it will be shared publicly. We understand that even with the best intentions, not every accessibility request can be met. Still, having this information available helps people with disabilities and their caregivers know what to expect and plan ahead with confidence. It's helpful to have a designated staff member who knows your accessibility features and can answer questions. Ideally, this person is trained to respond with sensitivity, especially to the needs of people with hidden or less visible disabilities. And then it says, if you have a contact person, please provide their name, phone number, and email.
Love it.
There's a line.
Nice, Leslie.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. We all like it, we're all okay?
I'm sorry, folks, if you heard the noise. I've got to go. The cat has managed to knock over the bookcase.
Uh-oh.
No, we didn't hear it, but good luck. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.
Luis, are you there? Never know. Okay. That's wonderful. Okay, so just to go down the list, so the first one that is highlighted, it should say all gender background. But do you see where it's missing the information? Because the first highlighted,
This portion.
all gender bathrooms, the gender neutral bathrooms, however you want to call it. And then the next one, it should say seating and dining. Okay. So if you want to take 2 minutes, please look over it. See if you feel like anything's missing. And then we'll come back.
So this is the list that you generated when you met with the Chambers of Commerce.
No.
No.
This was, they requested a list like that.
Oh, so
We had
this was
offered
before
requested.
that.
Right, and so we made this, it was Eli and Jeff Brown. Jeff Brown had sent us a ChatGPT 200 thing item list. And we went through and tried to pick the ones that were not repetitive and seemed most important. So we could be missing something important. So I know I read it to you, we've looked at it, but if you could just take 2 more minutes and look over both sides and see what if there's something you're dying to have on here that we need. So the last one, emergency and safety. Um, okay, I'm trying to think what was our thinking for the water and snacks. I think we were thinking, like if somebody's having a situation, like
Diabetic.
yeah, something, thank you, read my mind, something like that. Like, it would be nice to know if some places offer free water, free snack, if they have some supplies in the back or whatever, just in case something happens. Because that'd be kind of silly if somebody's having a heart attack and then they gotta stand in line and wait to pay for a cup of water or something like that. Like, a lot of this, you feel like it might be common sense, but it doesn't end up being common sense because businesses are there to get money and, you know, and,
Yeah,
yeah.
I believe that restaurants are required to give out free water.
Okay, well, that's smart. One of the challenges I think we had when we went through it is like, I was thinking there were a lot of other great ideas, but like some of them didn't apply, right? We don't have at Six Flags in Easthampton. So I was like, oh, what about this? What about that? But that's for like a bigger venue, a concert venue. Like, all right, so nobody says anything's missing from here currently. We still have time to think about it later, but so the idea is so Eli, myself, you can be included in the future if you want. Folks do remember Connie, the city councilor, Connie Denham, and then we have Felicia, who's also a city councilor. And so we met with the Chamber of Commerce over here. What is it called? HubWorks? HubWorks? Yeah. Work Hub. It was nice inside. I liked it, right? It's new, it's interesting. And then we met with the LGBTQIA plus folks. And so we have to go back and we have to say, here's this helpful checklist. And the idea with them was that any businesses that sign up to work with them, they have an onboarding package. And this should be part of it. Because again, the whole idea is to make accessibility just like regular, everybody does it. It's not a big deal. Again, the tricky part is going to be the contact person. I feel like, I don't know about you, but I feel like people might misunderstand that. Like, I don't want them just to put a manager. Like, what if the manager is not the one that knows all the answers? Or so this is around, something that's not put on here. That's what you would be contacting that about. So, for instance, I remember my grandmother is not with us anymore, but she can't hear, she can't see. So if we go somewhere, she needs to have a front row seat to whatever it is, right? And so you really can't, that would be really difficult to put all people with seeing and hearing can sit up front, right? So we would need a contact person to say, hey, do you mind? I'm coming to this next show. Things like that. Right. Anybody have any questions or helpful hints?
And you know what? They should allow people to re-enter events and stuff.
Yes, we actually have this on here. Where did we put it? It's on the back, yeah.
It's an entry.
An entry.
Event re-entry allowed, yeah.
You read our mind. Yeah, why do you think that should happen?
Because if you're disabled, it's not right to get kicked out if you go somewhere and then go back to your seats?
Right, so if you leave, you go to an accessible bathroom, you go get something from your car, can I please come back in? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not fair to disabled people. They paid a lot of money to see an event and then they get asked to leave after they try to re-enter.
Oh, I can't stand that. Yeah, that's happened to me many times, actually. So, yes, thank you. That's a vote, that's a double vote for that one. It's gotta be there. Perfect. Okay. Again, so if you think of something after we leave today, message me. Let's double check on here. So the resource list I did send to everybody. But we have very little time, so we'll have to put it on next month's agenda to go over it. That is also normally a subcommittee. So again, this is like a third subcommittee. Might take an hour to do. Subcommittees don't go on and on and on and on forever. Maybe the survey one, that might go on forever. But right, Eli, forever and ever and ever and ever. Okay, so let's just look over the primer.
Well, I have a question
Yes.
about this.
Yes, please.
Do we need to tell people what to do if something is not inapplicable to the nature of their business?
Say it one more time, I'm sorry. So if this doesn't apply.
So like we have something about tickets and entry, right? But that's most businesses that will not make any sense.
So for
Right.
me, I would prefer to keep it on, because I see what you're saying, like we could
Right.
tailor, but, so for me, this is about also education. So like maybe
Right.
they'd read it and be like, that doesn't apply, I'm a restaurant.
Right.
But then they might talk to their friend about it or their
Right.
other business.
No, I'm not suggesting we remove it. I'm just saying like, maybe we should tell people what to do if something is not applicable on this checklist.
Oh, got it. Yeah,
So they don't get confused and go,
what should we
I
say to
don't
them?
understand what,
Do you have an idea? What do you want to say to them?
I'm not sure.
Put you on the spot, sorry. Okay, yes, totally.
Yeah, maybe because I was thinking cross it out, but then I think people might just cross out what they don't offer, which is not our intent.
Right.
So maybe I should put a little, like a small NA box next to everything, not applicable box next to everything.
Category.
And then people could check that if that's the case.
Right,
That's a good idea.
right. I'll try it. All right, so the business primer, did folks take a look at it? And yes, okay. What did we see that's missing? What did we see that we like?
I felt what was missing were accommodations for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities.
Okay.
I think, I mean,
This is mostly
that's my
physical.
area, yeah.
Yeah.
I felt like it was pretty comprehensive for people with physical disabilities. But I wouldn't say that I'm that familiar with that. But I felt like maybe there could be some additional things for people with developmental disabilities.
We did not make this, like I said, we just added to it.
Yeah.
And before I became chair, that is all we handled was physical stuff. At some point, I was like, hey, like, should we handle all disabilities? Because again, like, we're here to make sure the buildings are okay. So this is like outside exactly what the mayor wants us to do, but she also lets us do it because she says she cares about disabilities, right? So, so yes, like, do you have an example? And like, because there's not gonna be artwork.
From like a neurodiversity like perspective, just having like spaces that are just like dedicated quiet zones or quiet areas.
Or like sensory friendly.
Sensory friendly, yeah.
Like,
How would that work in a grocery store?
they have sensory friendly hours.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's true, you're right, they
like,
do.
you know, from like 8 to 9 in the morning.
Lower
They
traffic, lower music,
do.
lower lighting.
That thing from COVID,
Yeah. One of the few good things that came from
right?
I have seen in like some like museums or different like event spaces, they are starting to include sensory friendly dedicated spaces. And I think even some events that I've been to, like starting to advertise like kits. Like, so if somebody maybe
Oh,
is
yeah.
overstimulated by like sound or noise, then they may provide them with, you know, some earphones or earplugs,
Right.
things of that nature.
We got one of those at a zoo one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. Bryce, when you go out in the world, what is missing for you when you go to a store or a business? Is there anything missing?
We went to a softball tournament a couple weeks ago,
Yeah,
and the porta potties,
yeah.
it wasn't accessible at all.
Here in Easthampton or somewhere else?
After town.
Oh, man.
No good.
You would think if a place is gonna just get one porta potty, you would make it that one.
Because it's bigger anyway.
Everybody likes some room.
Yeah.
Nobody likes turning like this
Mhm.
and to use the bathroom. So just get the bigger one.
The porta potty people would know that.
Yeah.
Right.
They get more money for the big one anyway. So
Yeah.
why wouldn't they push it?
Yeah.
Got it. That's true. That's true. So some of these businesses, they'll say the bathroom is not for public. However, I have like a little card because I have some GI issues and you're supposed to present the card and then they have to listen to you. But how humiliating is that? Especially if you got some 21-year-old person at the front desk and you're like, hi, I have GI issues. You have to let me use your bathroom. Like, humiliating. I'm traumatized right now. I've never used the card because of that, but
They can, like
Also, I
down
can,
the street here, there's places that don't have room for making an accessible bathroom. So they're basically allowed to say that they don't have one.
is that how it works? They get grandfathered in that they,
So they're grandfathered out of the obligation, basically. So if you've ever been in one of these buildings and looked at what's behind the curtain, so to speak, or what's in the basement,
yep.
it's like, are you kidding me?
What were you gonna say, Eli?
oh, I was gonna say also, like, I don't know, I used to have this blind ID, and when I'd show it to people, they just go, I don't know what this is.
What do you mean you
Right.
don't know what it is?
So what was it
I
allow,
don't
what
know
did
what
it
to
allow
do.
you to do?
Well, it was supposed to serve as ID wherever you need ID.
Oh. And they just, oh
Yeah.
gosh. That's hard. Louise, can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay. When you go out into the community, is there anything particularly that's missing that would help with your disabilities or your family's disabilities?
there have been, but I can't remember at the moment.
That's
I'm-
okay.
The snow clearing is the big one.
Yeah.
It is, yeah. I can't think of, I know there are others, but I can't think of them.
That's okay. So this will be ongoing. Do you have other ideas? Because you said intellectual and what, I'm sorry.
Developmental.
Developmental.
That was the one that I thought of, but just in general, I felt like that's what was missing from this. But, you explained why.
Yeah.
It wasn't part of the mission at that point. So that makes perfect sense that it's missing.
Yeah.
But I would have to think about it some more and maybe talk to some people at work about it because, the building that I work in is has a day program for people with disabilities.
So going forward, because we do have an email address, folks, and now Leslie's gonna be in charge of checking it. I want to make some posts, letting people know, like, if you've seen something in the community to write. The only problem is that we don't have a lot of power. We're just an advisory committee. So I want to hear their complaints, but also then we feel kind of helpless and stupid because we don't have personal power nor funding to immediately fix it.
That's why we just bully Allison and say, fix it.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Nice.
I do think people just appreciate sometimes just being like heard. I think at least that's been my experience in being in municipal setting, is that sometimes people just want to feel like anybody like cares, even if they can't fix it immediately.
Right. That's what I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so we're gonna have to put that public service announcement back out a bunch of times because it is approaching snow season. But
Did you, I think DPW had snow bid meetings the other day.
Oh, no,
Were
I
you
didn't know.
involved in- No.
nobody said anything, no.
Okay, I'll look
Snow
into
bid
that.
meaning,
It's like the
Who's gonna-
different companies vying for the contract for the city.
and against, Eli, you wanna state like what the problem is about the sidewalks? Remember that there should be part of the system of being cleared?
Yeah, so the issue of like clearing snow off the sidewalks is like it's treated totally differently from every other kind of part of the infrastructure, right? Is that every other part of the infrastructure, the city takes responsibility, including other types of sidewalk maintenance, right? But for some reason, we've decided that clearing snow off the sidewalks is, the city doesn't need to take responsibility. It's like a totally different thing. It's not as important. And I feel like it should be considered just part of the, part of the system, and the city should take responsibility for it the same way it does for other things.
We did the same thing for the bike path too.
Yeah.
We're gonna do more, like to go away.
Can you hear Bruce? Or do we need to enunciate more?
Louise,
Could you hear Bruce when he was speaking?
I think so. If it's what I thought, I mean, it's hard to connect who's talking with the name, with the, all that.
So I can say it again, Louise.
Can you talk even louder?
I was adding on to Eli's comment about the sidewalks in the wintertime. And I don't know if they've modified it now, but at the beginning of the bike path, the town did not want any responsibility for plowing the bike path. And they had a whole list of excuses.
I totally agree with you. I think there's also rumors about a certain institution that provides most of the bike path snow clearing.
It's possible that I know that the bike paths, like they do have some different kind of like a contractual like agreements. I think actually maybe with Riverside, I could be wrong though, but
Like portions of it, different people.
I think
Riverside only does trash.
It's a school
Bike trails.
okay. Yeah.
that provides voluntarily, and I don't know,
Okay. That's something I'll look into. I'll look into it, see what that's
Makes
about.
sense.
I also have one thing from the email to share.
Oh, please. Sorry. Yeah, we'll put that in the beginning next time.
That's fine. So I'm checking the email that comes in for the commission. And was a notification about a resource fair called Meeting the Moment, a community hearing and resource fair on Tuesday, November 4th. And it's a hybrid format, so it's in Needham, but it's also on Zoom. So if
Excuse me.
you,
Isn't that also election day?
The 4th, yes, November 4th, correct, is election day.
People might try to be in two places at the same time.
This is online.
you can join with Zoom. So if anyone is interested in going to that, shoot me an email and I'll forward this email to you.
Do you know what time that's at?
From 5 PM to 7 PM.
Okay, great. Plenty of time to vote and to go if you
Yes.
want it.
Yes.
Actually, if you want to vote by mail, you have until October the 28th to apply to vote by mail. If
How does
you-
that work? Can you tell us?
Sure, yeah.
Under new business.
No business. Yeah, it's things have changed a little bit in Mass. They really want it to be available so that, anybody has the capability to vote. But unlike presidential or state elections, your city does not send out reminders about mail-in ballots. You have to initiate and say to your city, hey, I want to vote by mail. Here's my name, my address, and send me a
The
ballot.
city, who are they contacting directly?
That'd be the clerk's office, your
Okay.
elections
Can we
office.
put this on Facebook?
Yeah,
Yes.
actually, if they just go to the elections page for like Easthampton, all that info's on there. But they can do it online to the Secretary of State's office. They can print off a copy of the mail-in application and they can mail it to us. They can bring it to us in the office. Just as long as we get your application to vote by mail by October, I think maybe it's the 25th.
How long does it take once you contact the office? Do you know? Do they mail it out right away to you?
I mean, it's me. Yeah, I mean, as soon as we will mail out the ballots when we get the ballots. So we actually don't have ballots yet. We should be getting them probably next week.
Okay.
Point being, as soon as we get them, anybody that we already have their application, start sending out ballots, and then the deadline to apply for mail-in, like I said, is
So we don't have, if you've already signed up, then we don't have to re-sign up just for the town.
no. So that's what I was saying is if you typically vote by mail for like the larger elections, like presidential stuff. No, that's what I'm saying. You have to go to like your city clerk or elections office and fill out an application for that.
Question that I should know, what, I would vote by mail though, what is the location for in-person?
The location, so we're not holding, are you talking about like for the actual election day election? That's Williston. It's the Easthampton High School. That's where all of the precincts, that is where all of them. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys, hold on, I'm gonna share my screen, okay?
That's the same place you were talking about the parking?
Yes. October 28th is the deadline, and yes, everybody votes at 70 Williston Avenue. So it's Easthampton High School.
Do you know schools in session that day?
That feels nice.
I think typically they organize and schedule it so that it's not during a school day, but if it is, then it's like very blocked off.
So I'm thinking maybe they can keep the door open.
I will ask.
Does anybody have anything they want on next month's agenda? Definitely, that I didn't bring up. Louise? Oh. She gone again. She's like a ghost today. She's like in and out. Okay. I feel like we have a lot of little things to work on, so I'll be in touch. Are we ready to adjourn? We're adjourning late, but. Nothing more? Nothing more to share? Okay. I'm gonna make a motion to end the meeting. Anybody seconded?
Yes. Aye.
Okay, everybody's okay? Aye. Fantastic. Aye.
Oh, next meeting.
Oh, yes, next meeting, November. Thank you. That was on the. Oh my Looks like November 13th.
This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.